We've got quite a bit to get through, so we'll get going with this. So hello and welcome to the Northern Territory Trade Training Program, everyone. This is the second series of our training program, which we launched in August, and we've had a really great response from trade for the program, so thank you all for taking part, and welcome to anyone who's new, who's joined us in the program since we launched last quarter. So we hope that the program is going to be useful for you to get a better understanding of the Northern Territory. So just a reminder before we start, if you're able to all just put your videos off, it just slows the system down a little bit. So if everyone could just turn their video off and just make sure that you are on mute. If you've got any questions, you can send them to us through the chat box and we'll answer those as we go through the webinar. And just so that you know, we are recording the session and we'll be putting this onto our website later in the week. So I'm just going to share my screen so we can start kicking things off. All right, can you see that okay, Meg?
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. All right, so I just wanted to welcome some of our operators who are joining us today. We have Pam Nielsen from Journey Beyond, who you might be familiar with the lovely GAN Rail expedition. We've got Raffaella Dressler from Voyages, who manage the Ayers Rock Resort in Uluru, and we have Jeff Cameron Smith from Nautilus Aviation, and they are a top-end helicopter service that have a range of product operating in the top end. So welcome to you all and thank you for coming and joining us today. It's great to have you here. And also to Meg Cotter, who's my colleague based in Darwin, who's helping out today with the questions. So thanks, Meg, for helping out. We've got quite a bit to get through, so we're just going to get going with this. So the trade training program, thanks to everyone who's completed the webinar and the modules in the last quarter. As I said, we had a really great response and we're really happy with that. Congratulations to Carolyn Pitt from Travel Managers in Melbourne, who won the Q1 prize. I know that Carolyn's on the webinar here today, so hi and congratulations, Carolyn. She won a fantastic prize, which includes a 4-night, 5-day Red Centre package, which includes return flights, staying at the 5-star Sails in the Desert resort, and some of the best activities that are on offer in Uluru. So just a reminder to everyone to make sure that you have registered for the webinars every quarter to be in to win the prizes that we have on offer. And we also encourage you to complete the modules each quarter just to enhance your knowledge of the region. So our prize for Q2 is we have 2 Apple iPhone 12s up for grabs, which I think is a really great prize. So good luck. And these will be drawn in February. We also have a new module online that's called Busting the Myths About the Northern Territory, and that's on our module section of the trade website. It's a really handy module just to upskill yourselves about some of the myths that the misconceptions about the Northern Territory that people have, and how you can address any kind of concerns that you might get from clients about coming to the Northern Territory. And this includes things about it being too hot, too wet, too far, too expensive, that there's nothing to do, and that the Northern Territory is only for grey nomads, which we all know is not true. If you've been on the website lately, you would have seen that we have some new resources and the site's been revamped slightly. So some of the resources we have up there are our summer itineraries, and these have all been updated to accommodate what is open in the summer. And they're a really good place for you to start if you've got customers are unsure about what they want to do when they come to the Northern Territory. So feel free to download these and share. And we've also got some virtual journeys there as well, which are a short snippet video of some of the key areas in the Northern Territory. They're really interesting and they'll just give you a really good overview of some of those places. You can see visually what's on offer there. So we do get a lot of questions about summer in the Northern Territory and what's open, and we know it can be a bit of a tricky time to book. So if you're having any issues contacting operators or anything along those lines, feel free to reach out to us and we can help out where we can. Some of our operators do close down over this period because traditionally it's quite a quiet time. And we know this year some of our operators have closed a little bit earlier just due to COVID. So we are aware of that, but let us know if you're having any issues with that. And thanks to everybody who completed our survey in August. It's given us some really good ideas of wanting to know about the region, and we're going to build this into our program going forward, and that's going to include topics such as Indigenous product, walking tracks and walking tour products, and unique and off the beaten track experiences and accommodation. So COVID-19, just a quick update really. The Northern Territory is open, and Kakadu and the Uluru National Parks are both open. All visitors coming into the Northern Territory need to complete a border entry form, which they can do online, and they can do that up to 72 hours before they arrive. Visitors from hotspots are still required to do the 14-day mandatory quarantine at their own cost. And at the moment, the only hotspot really is for parts of Victoria, which is that greater Melbourne region. I've put the map in here so that agents from Victoria are aware. I'm sure they're more than aware of what the hotspots still are, but from a Northern Territory point of view, this is the recognised hotspots at this point. So hopefully, there'll be some changes to that soon. So any updates about Northern Territory borders and the border entry forms can be found on our coronavirus.nt.gov.au website, which is listed there. So flights into the Northern Territory, the flight map shows you all of our usual routes. They're not all operating at the moment, but most of them are. And the ones that are obviously on a reduced capacity due to COVID, but these are increasing every month, which is really promising. So in the last month, we've seen Virgin reintroduce their flights from Brisbane into Alice Springs, and Qantas are increasing their flights from Perth into Darwin by about one a week. So that's with the expected WA border reopening on the 14th of November, which is great news. So we've got the seasons. I mean, obviously we're coming into summer in the Northern Territory, as with the rest of Australia. For the top end, we call this the tropical summer. So this is when the weather becomes quite hot and humid, and it's very much like Asia. And in the red centre, the summer, it's a hot and dry heat in the red centre, and the temperatures can reach up to about 35 degrees. So just something to keep in mind when you are booking your clients a holiday into the Northern Territory. The campaign that we have in market at the moment is the NT Summer Sale. So hopefully you've heard about this. And if you haven't and you want to get involved, then get in touch with me after the webinar and I can point you in the right direction of what you need to be doing. So it's a $5 million campaign that we've launched to support our tourism industry and to encourage our operators to stay open over the summer season. And it's for bookings and travel between now and the 31st of March 2021. So the campaign launched on the 1st of October, so it's been in market for about 6 weeks now. It's on all NT product packages and deals that are booked through Flight Centre, Holidays of Australia, NT Now, Hello World and Viva Holidays. And for your clients, what they will get is for every $1,000 they'll spend, they'll save $200. That's capped at $1,000. And for you as an agent, you will get a $50 incentive for every booking and a chance to win a place on our NT Famil. So I'll just quickly run you through what we've got on offer for the Famil because it really is a fantastic prize. We're calling it an all of NT Famil because we do pretty much travel through the entire length of the Northern Territory. So it's 5 nights and flying into Uluru, you'll be staying at the Sails in the Desert Hotel with Voyages. You'll attend the Night at the Field of Light dinner experience. You'll do a camel ride. There's a sunset tour of Uluru, a scenic flight of Uluru. You'll travel up to Alice Springs. You'll go hot air ballooning, visit the desert park. You'll do an overnight journey on the Ghan, which is just pure luxury, travelling through to Catherine up to Darwin. Once you're in Darwin, you'll do a Darwin Harbour cruise. There's a Cage of Death, diving with a crocodile experience, a visit to the Museum and Art Gallery, a scenic flight over Darwin with Nautilus Aviation. So as I mentioned, it's the winners will get to travel nearly the entire length of the Northern Territory, which is a really great opportunity for them to experience it firsthand. So it really is a trip of a lifetime. It's valued at about $5,500 per person, and there's 10 spaces up for grabs. So basically, the more product that you can sell during our summer sale campaign means the more chances you'll have to win. So for every 5 eligible bookings, you'll get 1 entry into that prize. So as I mentioned, if you aren't already taking advantage of the campaign and you want to know more, just get in touch with me and I'll point you in the right direction. For those of you who are already involved in the campaign, we encourage you to get your bookings into the agent portal as quickly as you can. So that will ensure that you'll get your incentive payment made in a timely manner. And if any of you are wanting to send out EDMs or any kind of communications to your own database and you want some assets from us, please let me know. We've got images, we've got the logo, we've already created some EDM banners for different agents who wanted to send out emails to their databases. So we're more than happy to do that. So a update for the Northern Territory, obviously with COVID, there's not a lot of new product, but there's a couple of things I want to touch on. So Uluru Segway Tours, they may have already communicated that they were going to close down for the summer, but they actually have decided to remain open, which is really great news for the Uluru. The Travelodge in Darwin have done a $3.7 million refurbishment of their accommodation and self-contained townhouses, as well as all of their hotel amenities, and that's looking really fantastic. There's a new Uluru audio guide on offer, which is a portable unit which has over 100 about Uluru's Aboriginal culture, the history, the geology, and everything in between. And you can hire that for a day or for a couple of days and take that around while you're travelling around Uluru and the Katajuda area. The Museum and Art Gallery of the Northern Territory have got a new podcast on offer, and it allows people to have a taste of the Territory from home. There's a new product in Darwin called the 007 Jet Ski Adventures. They are offering a variety of guided jet ski tours in the Darwin Harbour. And Catherine Helicopters have got some new product on offer, which is offering heli tours of that region. So good to see that we've got some new things in market. So just touching quickly on a couple of the events that are coming up. I've talked about this, the Darwin International Luxor Festival in the last webinar, but that's on at the moment. So if you've got clients coming up this month, you should mention for them to come and enjoy some of the world-renowned Luxors that you can find in Darwin. We have the $1 Million Fish, where you can literally snag $1 million when you're in the Northern Territory. This is on until the 31st of March, and Jeff is going to take us through this a little bit later. We have Pajama, which is the Light of Festival. It's a beautiful Aboriginal light festival which takes place in Alice Springs, and that's in April next year. And we have the Field of Light, which is the Ayers Rock Resort. It's the beautiful installation of up to 50,000 lights, which is an ongoing installation. But Ayers Rock Resort have a variety of ways that you can experience this exhibition. So that is it from me. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Were there any questions coming through, Meg, that you want to address right now?
No questions at the moment. Thanks, Karen.
Right.
Unless
Okay,
I've missed anyone's questions. Nope, I think we're
all
right
good.
to go.
Okay, lovely. So now we've got Pam Nielsen from Journey Beyond. Pam, do you want to go ahead and share your screen?
Yep, sure. I'm just going to make sure I've got computer sound on there too.
We can hear you well, Pam.
You can hear me well, cool. And you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Looks fabulous.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm from Journey Beyond, and we have an amazing array of products, but today we're going to talk about the Darwin Harbour Cruises and the Garn. So Darwin Harbour Cruises, based out in Darwin, and for anybody that hasn't actually been on our cruise, what I'm going to do is just give you a little insight to this video before I tell you all about it. cruises there, you can see they're a really spectacular way to either start or finish your stay in Darwin, especially with those sunsets at the end of the night. Now then, the Charles Darwin is a 3-level luxury catamaran, and we do a sunset dinner cruise, and we also offer a sunset cruise for clients who might not want to have dinner included. So the dinner cruise is 2.5 hours long, and it departs daily from Stokes Hill Wharf. We offer your clients a delicious dinner, which is using only the local produce and Australian seafood. Now then, your clients used to be able to help themselves, but just due to COVID nowadays, we do serve them buffet style ourselves, so there will be somebody serving the food. Otherwise, we've got our sunset cruise. So the sunset cruise is once again 2.5 hours long, departs from Stokes Hill Wharf, and that is on the 2nd level of the luxury catamaran, which is known as the bridge deck, and they get commentary and it's air conditioned. So if people are wanting to do the sunset cruise, they can order on board as well. So if they jump on board and they decide they want to eat, the option is there and available for them. Now then, if you're working in the event space, the Charles Darwin is available for chartering. So we can do it for up to 270 guests, and it has 2 air-conditioned levels. So you've got the captain's deck, which is the lower level, which is where we serve our sunset dinner cruises. And then we've got the bridge deck, which is known as the middle level, and that's where we do the sunset cruise without food. Now then, they're both equipped with bar and restrooms and catering facilities. And then the top level is the bit where it's the most special. So it's known as our sun deck, and that's where you can experience some of the most famous sunsets that you get to see only in Darwin. Now then, if you've got clients who don't want to charter the entire vessel, then they can choose to either just do the captain's deck for up to 120 guests, or then they can do the bridge deck as well. So depending what your budget is and what your clients want, we hopefully have something to suit everybody. I've just got a couple of images here for you to see. So you can see that there's some people there on the sun deck just enjoying the sunset. We have got the just down on the lower deck there, one of the ladies serving the wine. And then, as I said earlier, if you have somebody who's doing the sunset cruise and they've hopped on board and decided that, oh gosh, I'm a bit hungry, I wouldn't mind some food, you can see there's some lovely cheese platters to share that will be brought to your table, and they'll just be for you and for your group. Next, we also have the Tumlaren. So this is a 20-metre motorised schooner vessel. So also available for exclusive chartering, and it's suitable for guests for up to about 40 people. It's absolutely an amazing vessel. We can give your clients a private chef. We've got Indigenous culture commentary if wanted, and we can do the didgeridoo performance too. We can also include transfers to and from your inner city hotels. And you can either have it packaged with all your drinks included, or we can do a cash bar for your clients. But as you can see, Darwin Harbour Cruises, they're a really good way to welcome your clients into Darwin, or for them to say goodbye to Darwin, and they work in really well with the Garn. So with the Garn, hopefully most of you will know, it goes from Adelaide to Darwin via Alice Springs, and Darwin back through to Adelaide via Alice Springs. So during June, July, August, we have 2 departures on the Garn and the Garn Expedition, and they can all be broken in Alice Springs, which is a really great way for your clients to hop off the train and get out to the Red Centre and see Uluru and all the surrounding areas. Now then, once your clients are on board the Garn, all of their food's included, all of their off-train excursions, all of their alcohol. So pretty much once they've boarded, they won't have to put their hands in their pockets for anything, unless they wish to buy souvenirs or do an optional upgrade on one of our off-train excursions where, they might decide that they want to do a helicopter ride out in Catherine. Or if they're on the Garn Expedition, they might decide that they'd like to fly out to Uluru and do lunch at the base and fly back that afternoon. So we've got lots of different options available. Now then, the Garn operates from February through to November year round. And then we have the Garn Expedition. So the Garn Expedition is probably one of our more popular products that operates from Darwin to Adelaide, so it's the southbound version, and that operates on an April through to October. So if your clients are looking to book the Garn Expedition, please make sure that whatever package you sell has expedition in there. Now then, the thing that makes the Garn Expedition different to the regular Garn is it's a 4-day, 3-night journey. It includes dinner at the Telegraph Station in Alice Springs, and for anybody that has done that, you'll know it's like going to a wedding without the bride and groom. It's absolutely spectacular. And then it also includes a day down in Cooperpedy as well, and your clients will get to have lunch underground in an opal mine, which is a truly amazing experience as well. So like I said, all of your off-train excursions are included, and all of the food and beverages on board as well. Now then, I do have a little video here for you just to explain the difference between the Garn and the Garn Expedition, because even though it's the same train and it's the same track, completely different experience depending what way you decide to travel. Now then, I do have cheat sheets available that I will send through to Karen, and we can distribute them to you after the webinar. Now then, once your clients have decided how they're going to travel on, whether they're going to do the Garn or the Garn Expedition, they then need to decide what level of service they're going to use on board the train. So we've got Gold Service, which is our most traditional and used cabins. They offer private twin or single cabins. All meals are included in the Queen Adelaide restaurant. We've got beverages included in the Outback Explorer Lounge. So that's all your teas, coffees, beers, wines, cocktails, juices, whatever your client's tipple is, it's all included for them, and all of their off-train excursions. Now then, our highest level of service is Platinum. So your clients get access to the Platinum Club. They get private transfers to and from the major railway train stations, morning and afternoon tea served in the cabins. They get pre-dinner drinks and nightcaps, and they get a full double bed, and they get 2 single beds if they do a twin room. Now then, what we have put together is a video that gives you a walkthrough of the train, and it actually lets you know what life is like on board one of our trains. Now then, so this is for the Garn, but if you're on board the Indian Pacific or the Great Southern, it's the same train, same cabin, same layout, just different territory that you're actually travelling through. So I'll just press play now so you can get a really good indication of what it's like to be on board one of our trains.
Journey Beyond are the proud operators of the Garn, Indian Pacific, Great Southern and the Overland. All our journeys differ in destinations and experiences, with the same exceptional service on board. The Garn, Indian Pacific and Great Southern journeys are all inclusive of off-train excursions, fine wines, beverages and dining. For the discerning traveller, Platinum service adds an enhanced level of sophistication to the journey. Stylishly appointed, spacious suites with full-size ensuite. Expansive window views from both sides of the train and exclusive use of the Platinum Club carriage. By day, the cabin is configured as a private lounge with deluxe seating, a table and 2 ottomans. By night, the lounge converts to a comfortable bedroom with either a double or twin bed. Exclusive to Platinum guests, the Platinum Club offers a daytime lounge setting with adaptable dining options for either small or larger groups. The Platinum host will be available to serve drinks, cocktails and barista coffee. Our highly experienced onboard culinary teams work closely with local suppliers, farmers and providores, sourcing the finest ingredients to create innovative, regionally inspired menus accompanied by all-inclusive fine wines and beverages. The Outback Explorer Lounge is the social hub for Gold Service guests. The perfect setting to get to know fellow, enjoy a beverage or a snack, and catch glimpses of the passing landscapes through the wide picture windows. Regionally inspired fine wines and dining is all included in the fare. We serve our 3-course meals in the Queen Adelaide restaurant. Gold Service twin cabins are the most popular level of service on board. The private cabin features an ensuite and a 3-seater lounge where guests can relax and watch the world go by. At night, the lounge converts to an upper and lower sleeping berth. Our Gold Service single cabins are the perfect option for a solo traveller. They feature a single-seated chair and table during the day, and at night a single bed. For guests with mobility restrictions, Gold's Access cabins are available on request. For more details, please contact our travel centre, your local travel agent or visit our website.
There, that gives you a really good indication of what it's like on the train, especially if you've not been on it before. And I have to say, if you're in a spot on that NT for meal, that just looks absolutely amazing. I think I might have to try and host that myself. Now then, we do have a lot of people are asking us what we are doing on board to keep people safe. So throughout all of our Journey Beyond businesses, we have a Journey Safe COVID tick, and it's a tick of approval for all of our businesses to make sure that we're doing as much as we can to help keep you safe, our staff safe, and your guests safe as well. So I do have one last little video that will talk you through this. Now, I do apologise in advance because there is a little bit where one of the girls is speaking and it sounds a little bit muffled, but please just bear with me because it's a great video to watch.
Unique experiences in seriously special places is everything that you love about Australia. We're ready to welcome you back to travel with confidence. Our Journey Safe COVID safety protocols mean that we've implemented enhanced procedures in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Journey Safe protocols not only comply fully with both government and industry standards, they go beyond. Your health and well-being will be at the forefront of everything that we do and will enhance your unique experience with Journey Beyond. Our team will now take us through some of the key elements of our Journey Safe program.
Uncompromised cleaning and hygiene practices are already a feature of a Journey Beyond experience. Journey Safe provides additional cleaning, sanitising and hygiene practices in all areas. We use government-approved, comprehensive cleaning and sanitising practices across all touch points and hard services on our trains, vessels, planes, coaches and spaces. For some journeys and experiences, guests will be asked to complete a pre-travel fit for travel requirement. This will give you and all fellow guests travelling an added level of assurance. For some experiences, temperature screening will be conducted. Guests with any symptoms of illness prior to travel will be requested not to travel. Whilst the Journey Safe protocols will vary from business to business, guests can be assured that the most suitable physical distancing and hygiene practices will be adhered to for check-in, travel and all experiences. All activities and experiences will be amended to ensure appropriate space, cleanliness and hygiene whilst ensuring guests still have a unique Journey Beyond experience. All our teams have undertaken mandatory Journey Safe training and will be proficient in our safety protocols. This includes our partner operators. We have dedicated teams who will continue to train our staff, as well as vigorously monitor and manage our Journey Safe protocols. To ensure our guests can travel with even greater confidence, we're committed to offering even more flexibility in how you wish to travel with us. We understand that your needs may change, and to accommodate this, we're offering more flexibility than ever with our bookings, rescheduling and cancellation options. To maximise guest comfort, we will offer in-room dining wherever possible. For our journeys that offer optional experiences, guests can choose to do as little or as much as they like.
And finally, if you have any questions about Journey Safe, please don't hesitate to speak to one of our friendly team members. We're ready to welcome you back safely and look forward to seeing you on board one of our unforgettable experiences soon.
Okay, so that's me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So hopefully, if you have any questions, you can send them through and we will be able to answer them before we leave.
Great. Thank you so much, Pam. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, as Pam mentioned, we do have that as part of our prize for summer sales, the garn that is. So it's definitely a once in a lifetime thing that I'm sure everybody wants to take part in. Okay, Raffaella from Voyages, it's your turn. So take it away.
Fabulous. Hello, everyone. Let me just share my screen. Okay. I hope everyone can see my screen now. So
Yep,
my name is
that.
Raffaella, and excellent. And I'm the Sales and Partnership Manager of Voyages Indigenous Tourism Australia. We own and operate Ayers Rock Resort in the Northern Territory. So welcome to the Red Centre and Uluru Kata National Park. So at Ayers Rock Resort, we have 5 hotel options plus a campground. So I'm going to go with you through the options that are currently open. Everything that we do have some properties that are currently closed just because of the restrictions and limited numbers of travelers that we get. We're very lucky because we do have a very good domestic share, always had, and so we were able to keep some of our hotels open. So usually we have 5 hotels, but at the moment we have 3 hotels open. So Says and Deserts are a 5-star hotel, Emu Walk Apartments are a 4-star hotel. It's a great option for families. And the Lost Camel Hotel is 3.5-star. I'll probably compare to an Ibis Styles property. And this is a really good option for your couples on a budget. We do airport transfers to Ayers Rock Airport and return to all those properties. And I'll go with you through what it all looks like at the resort. Now, I probably should start with how to get to the resort, because at the moment that is also a little bit different than what it used to be like. So we're really lucky because we get flights from Brisbane twice a week. And we get flights from Sydney at the moment with Jetstar 3 times a week. And it looks like they might be increasing over the holidays in December, which will be really good. So crossing our fingers there. And once Victoria gets taken off the hotspot list, which hopefully will not be too far away, then we'll get some more flights from there as well. So for your visitors coming to Uluru, if they choose one of our hotel options, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but Stays in the Desert is on the top left corner here. That's your 5-star option. It's got a swimming pool, it's got laundry facilities, and it's got a restaurant, a bar indoors, and also a pool, a bar next to the pool. Probably about 3-minute walk from there is the Lost Camel Hotel. It's just a little bit farther down on the map. Which is located right at the town square. Now, the Lost Camel Hotel doesn't have any food and beverage outlets. If you have breakfast included, you would have breakfast at Says in the Desert. It does have a pool, and actually I think it has one of the nicest pools around the resort. And you're right at the square. So at the town square is where we have our supermarket, our bank, and a number of food outlets that are currently operating. So there's Kulaja Cafe, which is our Indigenous training cafe, as well as Gecko's, where we do pizza and pasta, so more Italian side fare. Now, if you walk through the town square, you get to Emu Walk Apartments. Now, we've got 1- and 2-bedroom apartments there. Really good option for families. Now, the Emu Walk Apartments don't have any food and beverage outlets because they have full kitchen facilities. And it's very short walk to the supermarket, or you can just decide to dine anywhere. So wherever you're staying, you can still use the restaurants at any of the other hotels. And you can charge back to your room. So if you're staying at the Lost Camel, you could still go to Says in the Desert and use the restaurants there. If you're staying in Emu Walk apartments, doesn't mean that you have to cook during your holiday. You can still go to any of the restaurants and charge back to your room. Now, Desert Gardens Hotel is our fourth hotel. That's here. It's a very popular option for families and couples, but it is currently closed. And the Outback Pioneer, just on the other side of the Ring Road, is also closed. So with Desert Gardens Hotel, we're hoping that once flights back, we'll get more visitors. And we should be able to open Desert Gardens Hotel, fingers crossed, in April. But the Outback Pioneer is not looking like we're going to be open until July. But, you know, COVID, things change very frequently and every minute. So we don't know yet exactly. So stays in the Desert Hotel. That's our 5-star hotel. We actually had just started a refurbishment of our bathrooms and a refresh of our rooms. And because of COVID, we had to close all of our properties for a few months. So we were closed from April all the way until 1st of September. And we took that time to just complete the refurbishment. So originally it was planned to be 2 stages, but we just went through, and so all rooms are now refurbished. So these are the new bathrooms. Who's ever visited us recently, you know, the bathrooms look very different to that. So you used to have a tub in there. It's a lot more modernized now and contemporary. So terrace rooms also had a refresh and look a bit different. So you can really now see that this is a deluxe version of the superior room. And they have the really beautiful outdoor area where you can sit and lounge during the day between all the touring you're doing. So this is the restaurant. It used to be a buffet, but obviously at the moment we're not doing any buffet service. So it's an interactive chef menu. For breakfast, it's all table service, and you get platters. For dinner, we do a mix of table service and interactive chef. So the chef will be in the middle and you can go up and you can order some items of a limited menu there. Emu Walk apartments, 1-bedroom apartments and 2-bedroom apartments. As I said, full kitchen facilities, laundry in there. The only thing to know about the apartments is that you shouldn't book anyone with a disability into those, a walking disability, because all of the apartments have steps to get into the apartments. There's always 2 or 3 steps up or down. And the 2-bedroom apartments have all the bathroom and also the bedrooms upstairs. Looks like the Lost Camel Hotel. The 3rd option currently open, so that's the pool area. And those are the rooms. So they're really good for couples on a budget. Okay, so mainly because they're quite small in size and because the bathroom is quite open plan. So you've got the vanity right facing the room, and then you have a shower to the right and a toilet through that door on the left. Also very important to know, because some people feel really uncomfortable with that. A lot of rooms don't actually have direct windows. So if we go back up, you can see there's the front door and there's no window. So the windows are in the bathroom and it's milk glass. So you do get some daylight, but you don't have a window to look out to. We used to actually have in the bathrooms full proper windows with curtains, but some people don't close their curtains when they shower and they had visitors walking past. So it's all milk glass now, so you're pretty safe. Now the touring currently on offer is Field of Light. And with there, we used to have 3 options. There used to also be a dinner option, but it's not operating at the moment. That will resume from 1st of April, a night at Field of Light. At the moment, we've got Field of Light Star Pass, which runs every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So those days alternate with Sounds of Silence. Domestic travelers tend to stay 2.5 nights, so it's between 2 and 3 nights. We've got some really good rates at the moment, where if you stay 3 or 4 nights, you're actually saving more than 50% of the room nightly rate. So that's a really good offer. So we see the stay extended a lot. So for that, Field of Light Star Pass, you could do 1 night, and then the next night you would do a Sounds of Silence dinner, for example, or any of the other fabulous touring that's out there. With the Field of Light Star Pass, it departs about 30 minutes prior to sunset and includes canapes and drinks on a dune top area where you got beautiful views of Uluru. You actually have the views that you're looking at right now. That will be quite similar to the view you'll be having from that elevated dune top area. And then once the sun has completely set and it's dark, you get to walk through the Field of Light on a self-guided walk. And it includes your transfers to the accommodation. So all voyages touring always includes transfers between accommodation and tour. And the Field of Light Pass, which is our general admission that operates daily, we've got one departure, which departs about 30 minutes after sunset. Now, the general admission, we will pick you up in the dark. We'll take you down to the Field of Light. You don't get the elevated views, and you get to walk right through the Field of Light, and you can have quite a prolonged time if you wanted to. This is a good tour for people very, very keen to take photos of the Field of Light because you have more time to walk through the Field of Light. There's a number of shuttle buses that will take you back. They run every 15 minutes, and I think you can get over an hour and a half of time if you wanted to. That is really beautiful. I believe most of you would have heard about it, especially the ones that have listened to presentations of mine before, because I always go on about the Field of Light in length, but it is a very, very beautiful installation. It is 50,000 frosted glass spheres set up in the desert by an artist named Bruce Monroe. It was originally set up for only 1 year, but it's now been extended indefinitely, because we just had so much demand for it and it's been so popular. Last year we invested another $1 million into refurbishing the Field of Light and just making sure it still looks as spectacular as it did the first time when it was set up. There's also a technician out there that works every day, and he's from Bruce Monroe's studio. And he'll walk through the Field of Light pretty much every day, making sure everything is still working, the solar panels, the lights, the globes. Especially there's obviously damage done through nature, wildlife, walking through the Field of Light, and drunk guests after a night of Field of Light. Sounds of Silence is your dining under the stars option. It's been operating for 25 years. It's a part of the Australian Hall of Fame. And it's a really amazing tour. So we'll pick you up at sunset, about an hour prior to sunset, take you out to a dune top area where you view the sun setting over the desert with Uluru and Katajuta in the backdrop. You get those amazing Uluru photos from there, and once you have canapes and drinks during that time, once the sun is set, we'll take you down to the dinner option. Now, main course is served at the table, and that are individually plated. The entree is served at the table. The main course and dessert used to be buffet style. Now, we do have a proper kitchen out there, and what we're doing at the moment,
Ulrich, are you there? We've lost you, Ulrich.
Raffaella?
Sorry, Raffaella, my apologies. Thanks, Karen.
Are you there, Raffaella? You've just frozen.
Yeah, I know. I just disappeared. I'm back, I think. Am I back?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right. Now, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, you were just talking about the kitchens.
Okay, fabulous.
Sounds silent.
Okay, excellent. So we've got a chef out there, and he will actually cook some of the main dishes fresh as we run the night, and dessert will be shared again, tasting plates. We'll have a star talk that will come out, and one of our local astronomers, and we'll do about 20 to half an hour minute star talking. And then that all takes about 4 hours, and then we'll take you back by coach. But then you're all happy because drinks are included, unlimited drinks, and we'll take you back to the resort just in time to have a few hours of sleep for your sunrise tour. And that is the touring that currently operates with us. So let me know if you have any questions. Oh, yeah. I think that's
Thanks, Raphael. There are a couple of questions. Ulrika, I think that's pronounced, has asked, or she said hello, And she asked when the campground will be reopening, please.
Oh, sorry, the campground is open. The campground actually is the only property that never closed. So that's been open, throughout the whole experience, because we did still get, even in April and March, we got some people that were already on the road and they stayed with us. So we kept the campground open. Yep.
Lovely, thank you. And Mel also asked a question, and she asked if the 2 nut specials that are on your website are commissionable to travel agents.
They are, yes. You can either book them through your wholesaler, or you can come direct to us, whichever way. But yes, they are commissionable.
Great, thank you very much. No other questions, I don't believe.
Great, thank you, Raphaela. That was really interesting. Thank you for that. Next, we've got Jeff from Nautilus Aviation, who will take us through his presentation.
Hello. See me okay? Not that you need to. Get the presentation going. Hello, everyone. Thanks for hanging around to the end, like you last. Thanks also, I guess, to Karen and Mick for the invite today. I'll share my screen now so you can get going. Let me know if that comes through. One second. And the one's not working. All right, 1 second. Here we go. All right. How's that? You got me there on the full screen?
Not yet.
No? Okay. Try this one. How's that?
Yep, got it.
Bingo. All right. Thanks for persisting. All right. I'm really interested to read some of those comments on Karen's first slide. The too hot, too wet, too far, too expensive malarkey. So hopefully we can bust all those myths. Pamela, Raphaela, some great products. So I guess we've seen how to get to Darwin, how to get to the top end where we are, where to stay, and I hope we can show you some really good things to do as well. So Nautilus Aviation, if you're not aware, we have a base in Townsville. We have one in Cairns, Port Douglas, Darwin, and also Horn Island. So Darwin's what we talk about today, and these are a bit of a list of the things we'll go through. So Darwin City, scenic flights for those that are in the CBD. The national parks, both Litchfield and Kakadu, we can do scenics. We tie in with a lot of other iconic top-end experiences, airboats, wetland cruises, the jumping croc, which everyone's seen before. We can use the helicopter to move guests between those activities. And last but not least, the heli fishing. Now, heli fishing is what our company is based around in the territory, and all the other activities are sort of, I guess, a sideline to what we do with the fishing. And particularly, I'll talk to you a bit about the $1 Million Fish, which is a really exciting promotion that the NT government have been running now for the last 6 years. I understand a lot of you probably haven't been to Darwin, so aerial photo here to show you the sights of Darwin City. You can see the lovely waterfront area, the waterfront precinct down there, some great restaurants, the convention centre. You can also see the Stokes Hill Wharf, the area near where the cruise boats come in when they're back in action as well. So our 30-minute scenic flight is one of the prizes, part of the prize for the summer sale promotion. So this is what you get to see if you win that. So good luck. Now, I've made a series of flight path maps. COVID was good for something. It gave me some time to get some maps together. One thing we find with Darwin is not everyone's got a great idea of the geography and the lay of the land. So hopefully some of these maps you'll see will help you visualise better where your customers are going. And we use them to let people know why you do it by helicopter rather than possibly driving. Now, in this case, our base, you can see the capital H in the circle on the screen. It's about a 40-minute drive out of Darwin City to our base at MKT. And from MKT Airfield, we do a 60-minute scenic flight around Litchfield. So taking in all the major falls, Florence Falls, Wongai, Tolma, you follow it from the left around that side. The Lost City, which is some beautiful rock formations I'll show you shortly. We do have a private option for this tour as well. Now, 99% of the time when you're booking a heli flight, it will be private. It'll just be between 2 people up to 5 to 6 maximum in one helicopter. And this one we'll get back to the start 60 minutes after. If you do the private waterfall, you have up to an hour longer at the private waterfall, completely exclusive. So just some images here of Litchfield, the kind of things you're going to see. I thought that photo would look okay, but it's I'll blame it on the internet connection. That's actually crystal clear, that photo. One of the private waterfalls, this is Upper Sandy Creek Falls in Litchfield, and this is one of the ones that we can land at as well. So this is the landing at Upper Sandy Creek Falls. Also, we refer to it as Proposal Falls. You see a lovely swimming hole there. It's croc-free, beautiful cool water, which in the summertime is just magic to swim in. If you look really closely, you can see a proposal going on there in the background, which I believe was successful. Kakadu, so you've done Litchfield over to Kakadu, so you can still see where Litchfield was on that map, but Kakadu is a whole another hour-and-a-half flight from Darwin. So again, from our base, an hour-and-a-half each leg, so an hour-and-a-half out to Cowinda, where we stop, have a buffet lunch, and then we join the guys at Kakadu Tourism on a yellow water cruise. So the yellow water cruise where you see a lot of the bird life, giant crocodiles, and then before the flight back into Darwin. So again, just to show you the lay of the land and the kind of things you're going to see in a scenic flight. So in total, a Kakadu flight, looking at 3 hours in the air, in the helicopter. Again, some photos of Kakadu, Twin Falls, and the yellow water cruise. This is in a dry season. That's pretty much as bad as it'll get. So you'll find in the wet season, that whole escarpment, or the lower level of the escarpment will be completely covered in water. So absolutely spectacular from the air. Now, with the other tours I was talking about, the wetland adventure tours, we've got airboat tours, we've got wetland cruise boats and the jumping croc. This is just one example of how we can tie them all together for you. So if you've got people that are wanting to book individual assets, they don't want to take a car, we can get them around all of these in half a day, depending on how long they want to spend. So in this case, again, from our base, we fly up first to the Merry River Wetlands. We do the airboat, which is a pretty iconic activity in the territory. So they get along at a good speed of knots. They stop for a while and check out things along the way. Come back to the jumping crocodile cruise, and we have an hour cruise there with the guys at Spectacular Jumping Crocodiles. And then everyone gets hungry on that one, so back to the Noonamar for lunch. So we go to the Noonamar Tavern, iconic top-end pub. And some photos of the wetlands there. So with the helicopter, again, we're just using that as the transfer to get people from Darwin out to the Merry River, but they do the other activities. So the airboat, and then down the right there, they can see the team at Wildlands is who we team up with there. So it's a cruise boat or airboat option, depending if you're a bit of a thrill seeker or whether you want to spend a bit more time and check out the wildlife a bit closer. The Jumping Crocs is on the Adelaide River. For those of you not aware, Adelaide River is in Darwin, not in Adelaide, and it has the highest concentration of saltwater crocodiles anywhere on the planet. So you don't go there and not see a crocodile. It is almost guaranteed. The last time I was on this particular trip, you could have almost walked across the crocodiles' backs. There was that many of them side to side. So a great experience. And on to heli fishing. Now, the main event for Nautilus in Darwin, the heli fishing. Again, the map explains pretty well where we go. You can see the black H in the middle of the map and the areas to the top that have got the dotted boxes around them. Cape Hotham is one of our main spots to go on a half-day heli fish. If you've got a full day, you can come down to the left-hand side of the screen down to Anson Bay in the Daly River. So half day, you're looking at up to 3 hours of fishing at 3 different sites and an hour of flying time. With the full day, you get up to 2 hours flying and up to 6 hours fishing. So it's not all about the fishing, though. It's very much about the flight and getting there. And I guess to wrap your head around the idea, the concept of heli fishing, so why would I take a helicopter to go fishing? The main reason being we can get to places that you can't get to with a boat or a car. Some of the areas we visit, the nearest boat ramp would be 100 kilometres away. And in the wet season, you have roads that are flooded, so you can't get to the creeks that we visit. So all we need is a tiny little bit of a rise in a wetland where we can put the helicopter down and fish from that spot. So in the wet season, that's our the runoff. So March, April, May is going to be the peak for our fishing, but we catch fish all year round. Barramунdi's the main fish we go after. This is some of the scenery you'll see on a heli fish. This is Anson Bay. It's a beautiful area, Red Cliffs. Some of the landing sites. We don't tell you exactly where you're going. They're all secret spots, of course, when you go fishing. But any river mouth estuary where we've got a nice open landing spot, we can put the helicopter down and fish from there. There is times when we've been flying along, especially the coastal areas, and you can see schools of barramundi from the air. So we can actually just fly in and land within 100 metres of them, walk up the beach, and you're on to barramundi straight away. So it's a really special way to go fishing. There's an idea of just some of the landscapes that we will land and fish from. So creek mouths, riverbeds, the rocky areas there at Anson Bay down the bottom left, floodplains where the helicopter's just got its feet wet. And then when it's totally flooded, if it's a real monsoon, you can see that's part of the Adelaide River again. And again, no other way to get to those fishing grounds than by helicopter. And spectacular way to do it with the scenery. And this is what we're after, the barramundi. Now, this barra is just over 1 metre in length. So you catch one of those, you join what they call the meatery club. So this is the 1 metre long barramundi, a prize fish. It's not just the blokes. This was taken about 2 weeks ago, this photo. These were some locals that came out on the proviso they were going to catch the $1 million fish, which they didn't, but they still caught some good stuff. The $1 million fish, this is the competition. So we're into season 6 now, $1 million fish. If you haven't heard of it, it is a fantastic way not only to sell fishing trips, but a trip to Darwin. You can grab a hand reel, walk down to the waterfront and throw it in by the deck chair cinema and catch $1 million fish. You don't need to be a professional fisherman. You don't need to come with us, although we like you to. The $1 million fish itself, there's 7 of them. So they tag up the barramundi, they release them. And this season will go through till, it started in October, goes through till the end of March. So you've got that long to get out there and try to catch the $1 million fish. There has been, I think the tally now is currently 7 of the $10,000 fish have been caught. So there's been 100 of those released. So 100 fish, all with a 10,000 prize tag on them. So 7 caught so far. And as I believe is one of the double tag barra, the one right at the bottom there where you get $10,000 for catching the fish and also $5,000 you can give to a mate that might be having a hard time during COVID. So you get a lot of mates. So you only take one other person fishing with you, you can have some trouble. So that's $1 million fish. Lots of information on the $1 million fish website. Customers do need to register, so don't send them out fishing unless they've registered. If they catch $1 million fish, no prize money. So make sure they register first. $1 million fish site, you'll find information on our product as well as a few other boat operators as well. There's a lot of companies that will take you out in search of the fish. And that, I'll pretty much wrap it up. That's me. My contact details there on the right. So you will see 2 web addresses there, one for Nautilus Aviation and also one for Helifish. Now, Helifish is a brand in Darwin that we use for the heli fishing. So we purchased that one about 6 years ago now. Helifish itself is not a product that deals with the trade. So for trade bookings, they will come through us at Nautilus Aviation. So you can go to the Helifish website to get some great information, lots of photos, there's some great videos on there of the way the day runs, and contact Nautilus Aviation through your ITOs or through your wholesalers to get the rates for the Helifish. And that pretty much, I tried to keep it as brief as I could for you this time of the day. Thank you for your attention. I guess, yeah, any questions at all? I'll go back to the camera view.
Thank you for that, Jeff. That was really interesting. Meg, have any questions come through?
No questions through at this stage, Jeff. Thanks, that was super.
Okay, well, that wraps us up for this quarter. So thank you, everybody, for joining. If you've got any queries, questions, anything, just send them through the email, which actually, if I share my screen, I will show you the presentation. There you go, there's the details. So yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next quarter. So thanks to our operators for attending, Pam, Rafaela and Jeff. It's been really interesting. It was really good to have you here today. So thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you next time.